If you're like me, you love social party games, particularly the ones that ask you to be animated and or communicate. I love the communication ones. I'm talking Time's Up. I love the timer. I love the pressure. I love the team versus team challenge, and the more modern version of that, which is monikers. Those are two of my favorite party games to play when I get with a large group of people, and particularly my friends, because they know me and it's really fun. I'm already getting excited. I'm like, oh, I can't wait for that timer to start. So what I want to show you today is the game that I was interested in because of that history, because of my favorites of those kinds of party games. This one's called What on Earth Are You Talking About? And it has players, team versus team, trying to communicate to each other, but you're aliens and you are competing against another alien faction, and there's going to be some real limitations here with your communication. You can already tell. So what's going to happen is a team is going to start the game, and they are going to select one of their teammates to be the alien, and that alien is going to be the guesser for that 2-minute round. Everybody else on the team gets to be a human, and humans are going to be able to communicate one particular concept or idea to their alien, and if the alien guesses it, they get to keep drawing cards, getting them to guess what that idea or concept is. So the trick here is, before the timer begins, they will draw the card and they will look at which side they want to do. There's always two choices. And so the first one on this one says rom-coms and the other side says walkie-talkies. So the team will very briefly say this one or this one, whichever one they want to do. And then they will each grab a card that gives them 4 options. There's easy, medium, and hard. And what you're going to see on these cards, and every human that's on the team will draw their own card, which gives them different prompts for letters. So while the concept is the same, they all are trying to communicate rom-coms to their alien teammate. They have different letters. And what this is you have to string together some semblance of clarity that will communicate rom-coms without saying the word rom-com, romantic, or comedy. And you will use these letters to say a word, then the next letter says your next word. A blank is a free letter of any letter you want to begin with, and the next letter you go down. So B, C, wild, E, wild, C, F, wild, S, W. And hopefully all the humans are shouting out their string of somethings that are going to communicate that idea. And any guesses, unlimited guesses, any amount. If you get through this and you get to the end of your card, you can turn it over and do the medium side. You can draw a new card to grab the easy side. Whatever it is, you just keep on saying. You're not allowed to use the same letters. So if you say a letter with that, you have to move on to the next letter, to the next letter, to the next letter. And you can't skip the letter until you've said a word with that particular letter beginning that word. So this obviously presents so much chaos. It presents so this lack of communication, lack of ability to say the exact word you want to say, because you have to start your words with those specific letters in that particular order. And if players get their alien to guess the word, they move on to a new word, and within 2 minutes, you will count the points that you get by cards. So if you get 2 concepts in your 2 minutes, you will move your marker 2 spaces forward on the track. And you simply want to make 1 revolution around the earth and beat your opponents, get there first. And so it's that kind of comparative distance of how well you're doing and how well your fellow team is doing. You'll essentially pick a brand new guesser or alien for each time your team plays, so that everyone gets a chance to be the guesser but also be the clue giver. So what I'm going to do is just demonstrate 2 minutes. I'm going to set my timer and I'm going to give you some clues and see if you can get them. And what I'll do is I'll just simply reveal the answer at the end of the video, and you can double check to see if you guessed it correctly. I'm going to give you as much as I think you need, or I'm going to get to the end of the line, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. And I just have to say that when I played this, it's just wild. It is just really, really interesting. I think having just one person give you clues is probably a little easier, but when that person is stumped, somebody else can jump in on the team and really give you their idea as well. So You got to have a lot going on. You got to juggle a lot of, information all at once. But again, unlimited guesses and unlimited tries to get someone to guess that particular concept. One last note before we move on, there are opportunities for players to pass, and it all depends on where you are in the game. There are 4 different sections labeled on the score track, and if you're in the green section, you can pass up to 4 times. When you're in the blue section, up to 3 times, the yellow section up to 2 times, and in the red section up to 1 time. If you want to, you can just always play with unlimited skips. It's all up to you and how you want to play. There are 2 other rules that you will incorporate into the game depending on the score between the teams. One is called invasion, and that's if the other team gets too far ahead of the team, meaning they are 2 color sections ahead of the other team, and the team that is behind will nominate a guesser from their team to come in and thwart the guessing. Now, they do not earn points for the correct guesses, but what they do is prevent the points from the other teams getting that particular guess correct. So it's a nice way to slow down the points, and that is active as long as, again, that distance is 2 different colors between them. So from green to yellow. Also, if the leading team is in the red zone and the other team isn't, they can also do the invasion action. The other opportunity players have in this game is called abduction, and it only occurs after players have gone out of the green phase, which is that first phase, and if they're in blue or further on the score track and they land on the other team's space, they will essentially perform an abduction. And it's a free-for-all where there are 2 guessers and so 1 guesser from one team, 1 guesser from the other, and everybody is giving clues. And in those blue and yellow phases, 1 concept is guessed, then it's over. And again, there's no time here. And if it's in the red zone, then it's going to be 2 concepts that have to be guessed by 1 team before the other team guesses 2 concepts. Everybody's going to get equal turns in the game, so if you cross over and you essentially finish the game, but you were the start team, the other team is going to get a chance to catch up to you, and that, of course, is 1 full revolution of the map going from Earth all the way around to the Earth symbol. So let's do a practice round. We're going to do a trial. I'm going to give you some clues, and I am going to hope that you, as the alien, are going to understand me as a human, and I promise you, I will sound like a human. And time. North Ocean. Hold hands on iceberg. Plummeting. Good. Mass. Sacrifice. Rose. Okay. Scary women. Danger signs. Leave. Girl. Immediately. Persimmon. Semaphores. Beware man. And one more. Welsh Terrier type. Bath with stay. Pups in nice. Building pampered. So, did you get any of them? I hope you got some of them. I hope you got them before I got to the end of my sentence. But that is an example of how you have to talk in this game. And it is just this immediacy and this 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 emptiness that hits you as you are the human trying to communicate, and as the alien, you're hearing these things and really having to think of some fascinating concepts like ghosting and couch surfing, influencers and freestyle rapping, trash talk, contortionists, Scientology and weighted blankets, food coma, micromanagers, cold turkey, and love at first sight. These are wild concepts that are not necessarily as straightforward as you might think. So go back and forth, have a blast with the teams, have a blast with those invasions and with the abductions. I think it's really, really fun. This is a game that's all about communication. It's all about word choice. It's all about just all those fantastic problem solving, in the moment, just critical thinking that I think is so fun. And I love guessing. I love clue giving. I think both sides are just dynamite. So what on earth are you talking about? Hopefully is your next party word game that you have a fun time with your friends. All right. I'll see you later.